So greetings of the day, myself Mahato Shailesh Kumar, and in this particular video lecture we will be going to discuss about the major domains of Earth. This is the part 1 of this video lecture. In this part we'll discuss about the continents of the Earth. There are 7 continents in the Earth. Our India is present in the Asia continent, so we'll just take a look of all the continents in a deep and easy manner. So let us get started. So there are 7 major continents, and all the continents are separated by large water bodies. The 7 continents are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica. All of this. We'll first talk about the Asia continent. So it is the largest continent. It covers almost 1/3 part of the Earth. It lies in the eastern hemisphere, and the Tropic of Cancer passes through this continent. And Asia is separated by Europe by the Ural Mountains. Asia is separated from Europe by the Ural Mountains on the west. The combined land masses of Europe and Asia is called the Eurasia. It means Europe plus Asia. So with this figure you can see that that is Asia, and Tropic of Cancer passes through that Asia. Asia and Europe shares a boundary by the Ural Mountains, and the border that separates Asia and Europe by the Ural Mountains is known as Eurasia. Okay, so that is Eurasia. Secondly, we'll talk about the Europe. So Europe is much smaller than Asia. The continent lies into the west of Asia, and the Arctic Circle passes through it. It is bound by water bodies on 3 sides. Okay, so Europe continent is bound by water bodies on 3 sides. So let us see the Europe continent. So you can see this is the Europe continent, and all the 3 sides of Europe continent is being surrounded by water, and the 4th part of the Europe continent is just sharing its border with Asia and Middle East Asia. Okay, that's it for the Europe. The next is Africa. So Africa is the 2nd largest continent after Asia. So many African countries are there in Africa. So the equator or 0 latitude runs almost through the middle of the continent. Okay, a large part of Africa lies in the northern hemisphere. Okay, the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn passes through this Africa continent. So Africa is the only continent from which all the 3, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and equator passes. So let me show you this. So here you can see in this image that here is the Africa, and you can see that 0 degree latitude is being passing from the Africa. Tropic of Cancer is also passing from the Africa, and Tropic of Capricorn is also passing from the Africa. So let me draw, and by drawing it will be more clear. So yes, these I have the tools. Okay, so this I have the tools. Sorry for the interruption. So you can see this is the Africa, this is the 0 degree latitude, this is the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. So all these 3 is passing from that. Okay, so the Sahara Desert, which we have discussed earlier in our previous video, it was the largest hot desert that is also lies in Africa. The continent is bound on all sides by oceans and seas. Okay, the world's longest river Nile, also flows through Africa. Notice where the equator, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn passes to the map of Africa. Now next is North America. It is the 3rd largest continent of the world. It is linked to South America by a very narrow strip of land called the Isthmus of Panama. I will show you Isthmus of Panama later on this video. Okay, the continent lies completely in the northern and western hemisphere. The next thing is South America. So South America lies mostly in the southern hemisphere, which the question here is which 2 oceans surrounded it in the east and the west? South America. So in South America, the oceans, like you can see in this picture, South Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean, and South Pacific Ocean is being lying in South Africa surroundings. Okay, we'll see the next thing. Yes, this is the thing. The Andes, world's longest mountain range, runs through its length of north to south. South America has the world's largest river, the river Amazon, whereas Africa has the world's longest river, river Nile. Okay, so you can see the strait that is separating North America and South America is isthmus. It is a narrow strip of land joining two land masses. We have seen the concept of isthmus in our very first video lecture of geography basic series. Okay, you can also see the strait between India and Sri Lanka. We have just discussed this strait in previous lecture. That what is the strait that's separating India and Sri Lanka? Yes, the Palk Strait. We have discussed about that strait. Okay, now we'll talk about the Australia. It is the smallest continent that lies entirely in the southern hemisphere. It is surrounded on all sides by the oceans and seas. It is called an island continent because it is surrounded by all sides ocean and seas. This is only the continent which is surrounded by all sides ocean and seas. Now we'll talk about the foremost, Antarctica. It is completely in the southern hemisphere. Antarctica is completely in the southern hemisphere. It is a huge continent. The South Pole lies almost at the center of this continent. As it is located in the South Polar region, it is permanently covered with the thick ice sheets. There are no permanent human settlements because there is the temperature just go under the -°C. Okay, just below the -°C, 0°C. It goes on minus. Okay, there are no permanent human settlements because of that. Many countries have research stations in Antarctica. India has also research stations, and these were names are Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri in Antarctica. We'll show you this map again. So you can see this is the Antarctica region that is in the bottom. You can see that is the coldest place. Okay. So in the uppermost region there is the Arctic Ocean. Okay. And the 0° left side there is a South Pacific Ocean, and the 0° right hand side it is the North Pacific Ocean. So that's it for the video lecture. We'll meet in the second part of this lecture.